peace you can find. Glad to see that I could help make your life a bit easier. But have you ever thought of how I felt? You need to think about your behavior.
Well, it's late Tuesday night, but I don't mind because it's another time that we give you some sports news that you can't get enough of. This is Butch on Sports. As always, I'm simply Butch, and as always, thanks for tuning in. Indeed, I got some sports news to give you, and then some. Okay, I'll give you some Lions, some Tigers, and some Red Wings too. No Pistons yet here. They're just getting ready to go. As soon as we do, oh yeah, we'll hit it for you. Let's start off with the Detroit Tigers first and foremost there. Sorry to tell you here, Detroit loses another game. They lose to the Royals by a final score of 6-2. Jacoby Jones was back in the lineup again. He hit a home run, but yet and still, boys and girls, it wasn't enough. Again, the Tigers lose 6-2. Sunday afternoon, I had the pleasure, let's add Saturday too. I had the pleasure and the privilege of dealing with some stuff there. It was Mickey Lolich bobblehead night on Saturday. And I didn't see a whole heck of a lot of people. I saw around about 25,000 people maybe show up at the game for a giveaway, a bobblehead. What do I know, huh? But Sunday was a memorialized moment here as or should I say, a celebration moment. As Alan Trammell, Detroit Tiger legendary shortstop, was immortalized at Comerica Park, and his number 3 was retired on the wall. The club unveiled his name and number on the pregame ceremony on Sunday. Now is painted in the left center field wall alongside his teammate Jack Morris and other Tigers who have had their numbers retired. Several of Trammell's former players was at the game, including Lou Whitaker. Lou Whitaker, and I hate to say it, but, people know what the heck is going on in this world here. They know. He got the loudest call when they said his name, Whitaker. Fans just suddenly shouted Lou. Oh, yeah. He said, I had the privilege to play side by side with Trammell for 19 years, Lou Whitaker said to a crowd that took in the ceremony this past Sunday afternoon. We got some goodies there. Let's think about Lou. Lou, this is the reason, people ask a lot of time what you can and what you cannot do. This is how they started. This is Lou Whitaker, the Detroit Tigers. I got him after the ceremony. This is what he had to say here. Up close and personal, of course, here. This is Lou Whitaker.
I was always a third baseman growing up as a kid. Tigers wanted me to play second base, and that sort of broke my heart because third baseman, I've always been a third baseman. One of the best gloves, besides like Brooks Robinson, that's who I compared myself with. But the day Tram and I met, management had us out there turning double plays. I knew nothing about second base. They had coaches and teaching me how to play second base, and that's all Tram and I did. And we just took it from there, and for 19 years, plus the year in the minor leagues, we just had fun. That would be the legacy there. 2 young kids having fun, playing the game they love for 19 years, being compared two of the best, amongst many shortstop, second baseman, and we, as Tram mentioned, we did it right. We didn't sidetrack. We didn't cheat the game or anything like that. We gave it our all, and we grew. We grew, become not just infielders. Back in the early years, you were an infielder, and that's all they wanted you to do is catch the ball, turn double plays, and just sit down and shut up. The big boys, they do the hitting. Tram and I was the fielders, the hitters, RBI, run scores. We did it all. So we did everything possible as two individual players on a team, and we wasn't just a shortstop, second baseman. We were pretty much nucleus of the team.
And yes, they did it all. To do a Trammell and Whitaker, they turned 751 double plays together, more than any other partner in the history of baseball. Yes, indeed. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, Lou was asked that question about, you think you get in the Hall of Fame, and we all know he will, hopefully, if we all pitch a conniption and get on behind him and also persuade the Hall of Fame committees. We'll get to that in a short minute here as well. But here is Lou on that.
I don't walk around trying to say anything more than that. I did what I was supposed to do as a player, play the game. The rest is, I guess that's where y'all come in sometimes. Control the game, huh?
Do you think it's going to come now?
And, patience. Hey, what can I say? I could be dead next year, so I won't see it, you know what I mean, if I'm dead. So, but my family would see it. So the thing is, to be realistic, what am I supposed to say?
With Trams and Schreiber now and the number of retirements,
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel you're closer to that reality now?
Well, there's going to be a lot of people, when they see Morris, Trammell, it's like, wait a minute, Trammell, something's missing. Every time somebody look at baseball, read history in baseball, and they look at things that you guys would know. I'm sure a lot of you guys know a lot about the history of the game. That's been your thing. And you say, man, wait a minute, hold it. Trammell, but what about that other guy, and how long can that be? Well, that's up to those, not me. I have no control, no power to do it. I can go out there and paint my name out there, Hey, maybe that's what I'll do tonight. You see paint. Now, see, I shouldn't say this. I say if you see paint on the wall tonight beside Trammell, they come look for Lou. But Lou will be gone. You see what I mean? So, but that's the humor behind anything. I mean, I could have been a very friendly person to you guys, but my thing, I'm talking about as an athlete, because I'm sure I saw the reactions, I go 3 for 3, and do things, and they look, and, hey, Lou don't talk, no, Lou talk, but I wanted a man to come and ask me questions, not ask somebody else to, hey, blah, 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 you're supposed to approach Lou. So, I had my interactions, but my thing was to play baseball, not talk baseball. Play baseball. As a matter of fact, I was telling one of the security guards coming up, talking baseball is for those listening on the radio. Well, what about the people that paid to watch the game? You talk a good game, but they paid to see the game. So that my job was as an everyday player too, is to go out and play. That's what Tram and I did, and we had fun doing it. So I mean, it's a big day. I'm here only because of Tram, really. It's always been hard to get me to leave my comfort zone, so to speak, to back and forth for different things. But for Tram, whatever.
Yes, for Trammell, well, hey, he came on out. Yes, he did. He come on out and celebrated Trammell's going on the wall. I got to talk to Alan Trammell too here, and this is what he said uh, after the post game ceremony there. I'll put it that way here. This is Alan Trammell.
You and Lou would go into
Yeah,
Cooperstown together.
I did.
But there's a great chance that obviously Lou's number one
did.
could be right next to you.
And to go
up
in
on
with
the wall.
Jack, obviously it's very gratifying as well. I meant that when I said that. I mean, that was the story when a lot of you had asked me that over the years. To me, that's the dream story, and I think it's still something that can happen. It might not be exactly the way I was hoping for initially, but that's a moot point. Just like when people ask, it took you so long to get in with Jack and yourself. It's a moot point. It's no more. We're in. That's all that matters. And if Lou gets in, or when he gets in, hopefully within a few years, that'll be the same answer.
Because of what happened to you this last
Yeah.
ballot, is Lou closer
Hoping.
to that?
I can't answer that, Jim. Honestly, I don't know that. I'm hoping. But I'm not part of the balloting. I don't know how that gets set up. And I know that next year it's the new format. It is I forget the four groups they have now, but it's the modern games, modern era. Okay, then it goes back to the modern era. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Modern games, modern era. No, then I'm saying that wrong. The one that's after the 88 or 87, whatever group that we were in, we were the modern era, right? So the one that's after us their ballot is next year. Then it goes back to the modern era. I don't know, it's so new exactly how. First of all, he's got to get on the ballot, right? So 8 were on, 2 made it, Jack and myself. I thought that maybe the 8 would stay on it and they would add 2. But that's not the case. They'll review it, and all of them, I'm assuming that the 8, most of them will be on that ballot. That's just my assumption. I have no idea as far as, am I for sure on that? No. But I do believe that most of those guys will be on, and they'll add a few more.
Yes, hopefully they'll keep Lou's name on that particular. In reality here, Alan Trammell spoke at the Mountain Games and the Mountain Air particular committees there. The Mountain Games will take place next year, or this upcoming year, this December, for the voting of the Baseball Hall of Fame. Hopefully Lou can get on that particular there. Things have happened, hopefully to make the wrong right. But the Mountain Air, you can about bet will be the particular that Lou will be on, so that'll be maybe in a couple years that Lou will be getting that phone call during Christmas, and yes, celebrating his move into the Hall of Fame. We also asked Trammell about if it's a statue there, and if it's a statue placed on left center field. As you know, if you've been to Comerica Park, there's a lot of statues, Willie Horton, Ty Cobb, and etc. But how appropriate would his statue would be, or would it be better to have an appropriate statue with him and Lou on it? This is what Trammell said here.
If there was ever, people have asked me, is there a statue? Because there's, I guess, with some of the others, there are. If there was a statue, don't you think it would be appropriate that it would be both of us? I mean, I do. Now, whether or not it happens, nobody's spoken to me, and I'm not trying to push the issue. You're asking me a question. If it ever happened, to me, that would be the way to do it.
Alan, you've achieved.
Yep. So you heard it from the horse's mouth, Alan Trammell here. It would be more appropriate. If you do put a statue out there, it'd be both of us there. And yes, many feel in a couple of years the baseball will rewrite the wrong and place Lou Whitaker in the Hall of Fame, where he belongs here. Yes, indeed, here. Glad to give you that particular setting for the weekend. It was quite refreshing to hear both of them speak here instead of getting it from somewhere. Who knows there? But, it's best to hear from the horse's mouth. The Detroit Lions continue their preparation for the Cleveland Browns today with practice in pads at the team's headquarters and training facility in Allen Park. Before the game on this week's acquisition of defensive end Robert Ayers and linebacker Eli Harrow was a concern about the team's performance thus far this preseason. Coach Matt Patricia said, I think we're going to try to take a look at many guys as possible we can bring to the roster and make it competitive and always continue to try to improve it. When those particular opportunities arise, sometimes they could look up, and you look, and it evaluates it, and he says, "Okay, hey, you know what?" And that would help us. Matt Patricia speaks in, I don't know, argons. That's what best I can say there. He also said, we think we have a good competition for us to have, evaluate, and try to do it in a manner where he thinks, or I think, that's what he said, I've been mentioned before, we have time to actually look at it in practice with pass and on the opposition, just to trying to do it during like a game week or something like that. Whatever he said, it was garbage, and this was before practice started today. When practice was all over, Detroit Lions announced that they released defensive end Robert Ayers. Short-lived, buddy. You call in on a Sunday, you're out of here on a Tuesday. You didn't get a day. But that's the Detroit Lions, huh? Take it or leave it. Detroit Red Wings and ECHL Toledo Walleyes announced yesterday that they have a 3-year extension on their affiliation agreement, and the 2018-19 season will mark the 9th year of partnership between the two clubs and extend affiliation at least through 2020-2021 season. Since affiliate of the Detroit Red Wings in the American Hockey League, Grand Rapids Griffins, the Walleyes have been consistently ranked among the ECHL's most successful franchise. Toledo has captured 4 straight divisional championships and has posted the league's best record over that span, combining for a regular season mark of 198 and 69, 12 ties, and 9 overtime wins. Whoopee. Wow. Detroit Red Wings also announced, and Fox Sports announced today, that their 2018-19 Red Wings local television schedule, and Fox Sports Detroit will continue their production and carry the Red Wings live on the air for a total of 79 games, preseason and regular season, including those particular contests. And, of course, the rest of those particular games that you don't see on Fox Sports or Fox Sports Plus. Now, Fox Sports has a total of 70 games slated. Fox Sports Plus has a total of 9. Now, the additional games will be carried, of course, on NBC Sports Network or NBC. Majority of the games I saw on the schedule would be on during the week, so that'd be on NBC Sports Network there. In addition, Fox Sports will carry, if they go to the playoffs, exclusively the first round, okay, because NBC has the target on all the playoffs during the post-playoff season or pre-playoff season there, and they do it all. But in the first round, the local networks can pick up their playoff games and broadcast them there. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that nice? It's cute. A lot of games you can see on Fox Sports and Fox Sports Plus. That's them on NBC Sports Network there. That kind of winds up this particular setting or the engagement of Butch On Sports. I don't like loud music when I'm trying to talk. But that's a lot better here, ain't it, boys and girls? Yes, well, you can catch Butch On Sports, definitely, on Facebook. Go to Butch On Sports on Facebook and check it on out here, boys and girls. Give me a like if you feel you. I want them. I like likes here. Give me a like here and I can just add it on up here and keep going and going and going and going and going. You can also check out the podcast on Podomatic, SIMPLYBUTCHTOO.podomatic.com. Yes, you can get to that page, of course, there, that website. And also, you can hear The Game Show. Scott Nason, The Game Show. on their particular network, thegameshow.popbean.com. Always carry Butch On Sports and some other great shows like the Game Show, which yours truly is on, and also a lot of good stuff. David McKay hosting at various venues throughout Sault Ste. Marie, Canada. I kind of miss him. Somebody to mess with. All right. Also, boys and girls, I'm kind of going to remind you, we're also on iTunes as well. So, a whole lot of places you can get Butch On Sports here. I'm kind of done here. I want to remind you that Butch On Sports is always a presentation of Oh My Darling Productions. Have a great night. We'll deal with some more good sports on Thursday when the Lions play, and hopefully they can put a better performance than they did the first time.